Hello, farmers. It's Trevor here, and I am back for another episode of Oakfield Farms with Seasons Mod. And we are standing here at the, I guess you could call it the top, well, in the middle edge, I don't know, in field 12 now. And we have plenty of grain, and we have done field 13 and 12, and you can see we got a bunch of hay here. The next assignment, if we run along, will be to come up here and do our potatoes. If we take a look at our map, we have harvested field 12 and 13 down here, and field 9 is ready to have the tops removed, and then that's pretty much all the harvesting we'll do in the next episode or two. Not sure how we'll break it up, but and then eventually we'll probably end up fast forward some time and we'll get to our cornfield up here. And again, our grass should be going at about the same time that the cornfield's ready, I would think. So that'll be our second harvest of grass for the season, or for the year. And there we go. But we still have a lot of work to do, in the sense that that straw is not going to get itself off the field. That's a lot of straw, guys. That's enough straw for quite a few people. Eventually we'll start selling some crops because we only have $30,000 here. So I think we got most of the equipment that we need. And while I'm waiting around, or while we're, oops, wrong button. I've been playing that Farmer's Dynasty, which, you know, it's different, of course, if you haven't played it yet. It's, you know, more of a life simulator than Farm Sim is, but at the same time, so it's a little bit less about farming, and you got to go get a wife, or you don't have to, I guess, but you should go get a wife, and she'll sit in the kitchen and cook. One of the things that, you know, I am not a PC kind of person. That's never been my nature, and it certainly isn't my nature just because the rest of the world's changing. I'm getting to be a bit of an old man. I respect women. I'm a product of the 80s and 90s. There was women's lib back then that I thought was pretty reasonable. If you think there's no racism and you think there's no chauvinism, then you're foolish. I mean, but at the same time, I think they take it kind of far today in their view of what's going on with men and women and all that kind of stuff. But in any event, the Farmer's Dynasty really, got to get a wife. Like you know, like in some ways, I'm almost surprised you can't hit on the guys in the game, I guess is what I'm saying. I mean, I'm kind of glad you can't, don't get me wrong, but you can't get a male wife, and I've even noticed that, like, all of the, like, but then at the same time, they put, like, 10 tons of black characters in there, and I guess that's fine, but if you've ever met black people from the country, they're not like the black people in that game, you know? I mean, they just tend to be a little different than the black people from the cities. And again, I'm not judging anybody, just saying, you know. All right, so let's dump this off. This is something that's a little bit broken, well, cheaty. I mean, when you come up here to dump them, notice how you know, normally in real life you wouldn't. The physics of real life probably wouldn't allow you to dump these two quite this way. But this is the physics of Farm Sim, not the physics of real life, right? So we'll dump this one, and then I guess I have to think about it. I guess probably, you know, I like to cut the tops off. I mean, I know you can do it where you can cut the tops and harvest at the same time, and I guess we're going to do it with this tractor. We're going to get a lot of potatoes. I don't know that I really want to. Well, we can take a look at the horsepower. I don't know if that other tractor is going to pull these things that well. Let's see. It's easy. I've dumped a couple loads off. I kind of have to come down here. Probably the easiest way to turn this thing around. So the question, we probably could have gone right up through the field there. So we got to get up to field 10. I don't want to really hurt my grass too much, but let's see. So let's just take a real quick look at our equipment in the garage and decide. Okay, so Vario here is 240 horsepower. So he would definitely run the chopper. Would he run both of them? Yeah, theoretically, he would run both just fine. Or do we just have him haul the potatoes? Yeah, you know what? It is all downhill because, you know, this is going to be quite a bit of horsepower considering that it's on a fairly steep hill with these potatoes. So, all right, let's go back. Oops, dropped the wrong one. Let's drop that one off. And now I forget where I put this stuff. I think I put it up in here, didn't I? This is the yeah, it's in here. This is the part of the video that got cut off. I had recorded this in the last episode, or what I intended to be the last episode, but then cut it off somehow. So we'll use this guy to drag this stuff up there. We're gonna leave. Oh, jeez. We're gonna leave that stuff on the. We'll come back to baling. It's probably something I'm gonna do in between episodes. I fast forwarded some baling before. I'm not sure. You know, I'm not gonna show a ton of repetitive stuff. I will show some harvesting. Maybe we'll show the corn harvest. You know, but I'm just not gonna show. Can I get up? I can get through that other... Well, we're going to come this way. Am I on the wall? Yeah, I am. Yeah, in real life, I probably wouldn't bump into so much stuff. Well, who knows, but I would certainly be more careful anyway than I am. Yeah, I think the fact that we're on these hills... Now, what I don't like is driving through this grass. I don't care about this. It's our cow field. Just for the sake of semi-realism, I don't ever intend to harvest this. Though in real life, the whole cows not eating, I mean, it'd be really slightly more realistic. Yeah, see, you can't really see crop destruction because of the way that's showing up. But I'll try to stay out of it. Well, probably, you know what, I probably should have just cut straight through. Alright, so what do I want to do? I think I want to just drop this guy off. And we'll cut this field, turn on our GPS, hold the control button down, hit A. Oops, let's get to the right field. So let's go to field 9. We'll load the course, whatever that is. We'll hit A. 3.1. I think it's actually 3, and my life's not that critical that I can't. The 3.1 is not going to matter. Alright, so that should at least be on a good line. Whether it's, you know, in a 3-meter thing, I'm not sure if it matters you move it over that much. So let's do, we're going to do basically a headland here, I guess, because, yeah, we're going to need a headland. Alright, well, why don't I try to fast forward this one? We'll see how it goes, and then you guys can see the potato harvest. Yeah, there's potatoes down there, yep. I want to make sure, let's just check something else out real quick, even though I think I know the answer. I hope I'm not leaving... I don't think you hurt the crops. I know I got the crop destruction on. I hope I driving this guy over them, it's not hurting them. I'm not sure why I'm even worried about that. I don't think I should be, if memory serves. Alright, well anyway, let me fast forward and we'll hope we're not damaging the crops. And I will come back when it's appropriate. I just kind of left this thing in the most awkward possible place, didn't I? For getting that thing out of the way. Hopefully we don't have much in the way of issues, but certainly as I was driving around, I was thinking, well, we didn't need that big old tractor for running that. So maybe we'll shortly here we'll get the little tractor up here with the trailers and just see if we can't pull it fairly well with that. But now I need to probably do some headlands with this thing, so let's zoom out a little bit. I believe I need to unfold the thing, and hopefully it doesn't hit that. Yeah, okay. Alright, it's on, so let's see. Oh, wait, let's get straightened out here a little bit. I need to change my course, or change my GPS. Let's see how well that ends up doing. I don't know. Seems to be about right. Yeah, not too exciting, by the way. Nothing like harvesting a field at 3 meters a shot. You know, it's not world-breaking speeds, that's for sure. So I am going to obviously continue doing this for a while and keep fast-forwarding, and you know, I think this will be a lot of fast-forwarding episode. How's that sound? A little bit of music. To conduct a little experiment here. Let me disconnect this guy. Let's see how this little guy does with pulling the planter itself, you know. So we'll hop out of here. We'll get in this guy. Let's disconnect that and turn the tractor on. Be a good idea. Now, another thing I could show you here in a second. So you can switch the course. So we have a preloaded course. All right, let's get this guy out of the way. We have a preloaded course in this tractor that we kind of fiddled with a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be that good or not. Turn this guy off for a second. Let's hop out. Let's get back in this guy. So we'll turn on our GPS. And if you look down here, there's a little... looks like a shopping basket. It says course from neighbor down at the bottom there. And if we click on that, we pick up the same exact course. Oops, it's already on. We pick up the same exact settings that this guy had. So, oops. Let's back up just a little bit so we get the... Now, I don't know if it was probably being fast forwarded, but I don't know if you noticed, I had moved in the offset because it was like right on the left-hand side red line. And when it was like that, it was causing, it caused it to like jump over to the next row when it was coming up this hill here. So we probably missed a little bit. But all right, well, we're turned on. GPS is on. Let's just see what this guy does And he's only doing 5 up this hill. He should be doing 6. This guy harvests at the same speed as the other ones. Now the other question is, yeah, see, look, our offset is just not right. See that? We're leaving a whole row behind, so let's see about moving that offset. Oops, wrong way. Does that look like about how much we're missing? Now the other thing is, let's just take a quick, oops, P. We're just going to take a quick look in the garage and see what the potato harvester says it should be. See, it's saying only 2 meters. So I think that's part of our problem too. Like, for some reason the GPS mod picks up something a little different. So let's hit control, and we're going to take our width down. Certainly, I mean, 2 meters is just awful painful, but, you know, what are you going to do? So, that sort of explains part of the problem. Now, if it's 2 meters, let's see here. How far off? You see how that's a good amount off, you know? So let's just say we'll set this offset to 1. Because that's going to be about, well, let's go down a little bit less than 1. 0.9. We'll come back and clean this mess up. And I'm going to move it over just because it looks like I would miss some stuff. I'm not sure if that's true, but a little less likely to miss it right there, right? And we won't really know if we got it right until we get to the next row. But at that point, if you look behind us, we're not missing anything right this second, so. Alright, let's see what happens when we swing on to the next row. And I don't really like that this guy's going up the hill 5, so I may switch tractors back and just put up with that other guy being a little slow coming up the hill if he's hauling. He's got to go downhill with the full load, so it shouldn't be too awful bad. But we'll give this guy at least a once around, check out our course blade course. Alright, talk to you in a bit. Take a look and see if he's actually missing anything if we get closer. Looked like we kind of were, but no, I think we're doing okay. I don't see any tops, you know, or you know, little stems sticking out. So looks like he's hitting it with this. And I don't know. He goes up here kind of slow, but the whole thing's so slow. I'm not sure it really is bothering me that much. So I'm gonna keep going with this, and if I switch, I switch. Now look at this. Is this where we picked up? Looks like we're going, oh no. Yeah, see, he's just it's just a goofy thing, you know. I think if we start going back and forth, we may have problems, but as long as we're heading in the same direction, you know, we seem to be okay. So let's just see how it goes. One way or the other, we'll get these potatoes off the field. So. Looks like I need to find a place to put all these potatoes, huh? We can look on the map and see if there's any indication there. That's not the map key. There's that. I'll get it right. Well, we have another silo there. Yeah, guys, I have no idea. I don't even see a silo. I think we're right here, right? Yeah, that's our tractor, and that's the two trailers behind it. I don't even see a silo marker on this one, so I need to go find a place to put some potatoes. So let me go look around, and I'll be back. Okay, after a very limited amount of driving around, almost none, and sheer laziness, I guess you could say, kicking in, I went and looked for a mod. And I thought, what better place than our wonderful storage area down here? There's our wool storage, there's our grass and bale storage, and let's go and look at the mod I picked out. This is available in the regular mods download, you know, at the front of the game there. And if we go over to placeables, where is it? There it is. Lizard crop storage by Dogface or something like that. The problem is we don't have 90 grand. So I said, well, maybe we can sell some stuff. And, well, let's go back here real quick. If we look at our prices and what we have, you know, we've got a good amount of wheat, you know, enough certainly to make money. We have a good amount of canola. We don't have any corn, though we got some in the field. We don't have a single potato at this point, which means that we could sell canola or wheat, and obviously the potatoes that are in our trailer here. So let's go over to Alt S, and I think, boy, I really don't want to do that. Look, the potato price is at its like all-time low, or the low for the year, however that works. And canola is about, you know, if we just wait a day, in theory anyhow, I'm not sure how this graph works, but certainly in the middle of the winter is when we should probably think about selling that. I'm not sure if this graph keeps correcting itself. I'm going to take another look because it's hard to believe it's just going to jump up that much tomorrow, or is this number just going to come down? Something else to learn about the Seasons mod. In any event, middle of the winter again. So I don't want to sell any crops, which, I don't know if you guys have ever played with this. Let me turn off this tractor. It's just making noise anyway. We'll hop out for a second. I have the Bank of Hagenstad, which I believe is insert? No. Delete or end button. And as you can see, I may have mentioned it in a long time ago in a video that we didn't have any loan. Well, let's go ahead and change that. And I think I'm just going to borrow the full 90,000. There's, what's that, 100,000? So let's, there you go, $90,000. So that way, you know, hopefully we'll get to pay that off right away as soon as these crop prices come back out. Take out the loan. So bank line, my balance is 118 because they like charge you money. They do this a little bit different, but if you've never used this Bank of Hagenstad, then you know, like, know that once you go over like a normal loan amount, 200,000 or 300,000, they really start hitting you hard for interest and everything else. So, but it's good because that option's still there. So anyway, let's leave the bank. Let's go back to our placeables. Come on. And all the way down the end. And let's buy this. Okay, so it looks like we need to get at it at both ends. Looks like a pickup conveyor. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. See, that looks, I don't know, is that where it looks like it comes out this end and then you put them in this end? At least that seems pretty reasonable. So where do we want to keep that? Oh, I can't. What's going on now? I clicked buttons. Okay. My mouse is going insane. What do we think? Well, we'd have to back in. Well, no, you know what? You know what? I need to escape that. Let's Something happened. I clicked the wrong button. Yeah, see, I'm back to normal now. If we put it right over by this guy's house, or is that our house? I guess that's our house. Looks like if we buy, well, I don't know. Why would we sell ourselves eggs there? I can see the little egg selling symbol. Yeah, I think I can make it behind that. All right. Let's go check it out. Let's not use the keyboard and use a controller. It looks like we already got a lot of potatoes in there. Now, can we put more than one crop? And how do we see? Huh. Well, let's see what happens. Who knows? You know, I usually test these things too. I'm just, you know, this thing is going to be all screwed up just because I didn't test it at all on my test map. First big sign is, do we get the eye? Yep, we got an eye symbol. Alright, there we go. And let's see. Yep, there they go. They're going up. It says it holds 300,000, and it says it also holds sugar beets. So, I don't know if we're going to be able to drive around this guy. Get away. Can we go through the hedge? Yeah, let's go through the hedge a little bit. Just close your eyes if you're a purist. And backing these things up very far is not fun. I guess that's a mild way of wording it. There we go. Alright, so we got rid of some potatoes. How much do we get? Well, it's 32,000 a shot. So, yeah. We're going to have quite a few potatoes when we're done. I'm not sure if you guys have been paying that much attention to the fast forward. And I know I think of this field as a small field. It certainly is compared to our other 3 fields. Well, we got 4 fields, but I guess it is bigger than field 9. Or, no, we're in 9. It's bigger than field 10. But yeah, I think I'm going to actually, I don't know, I've been recording everything up until this point, but I think I'm going to put a cut until I get done. Well, I'll take you up real quick and we'll take a decent look at what's going on. But yeah, I just still have, I mean, this is actually a couple days later in real life, and I just still have probably hours worth of getting potatoes off of this field, you know? I saw, by the way, I did look to see if there was any potato storage on the map, you know, like if somebody had said something real quick Google search, and there are people that are complaining, well, I guess you could say complaining, but are saying that this texture, see how I planted these in the same direction that I'm harvesting them, and it's just completely going this direction, which is like north-south. So they were saying it's something to do with something, and I don't know, whatever. But just so you know, I did actually plant them the same way. So if you feel like it's, and I do like to do that. I mean, potatoes are one of those crops, you know, you go up and down certain rows, you know, and digs up each plant, and you know, it's not like some fields where it just doesn't really matter. With wheat, you can kind of go where you want to some degree. So, in any event, I also know that I'm driving on the crops a lot more than you would in real life too. You would run it like this. When I come back up the other way, you'll see I'm driving right on top of these, and yeah, okay, my life's too short to worry too much. I'm having fun. So there we go. So, like I said, I'm going to get this guy fired back up. And you can tell I left the game because my GPS got turned off completely. But there we go. So, let me come back and probably wrap up the episode when we get done these potatoes, which in real life will have been quite a few hours. So, alright, talk to you in a bit. Okay. That is again, not the world's biggest field here, but when you do it at 2 meters a shot, it just takes a little while. We might, I don't know. I guess we'll sell some potatoes because we want to get some animals, but I don't know. We may just keep those potatoes because they'll last us the rest of the map, most likely. And if they don't, we can always plant some more. But there we go. So we now have a boatload of potatoes. And our harvest isn't quite done yet. If you notice, this is kind of the thing that I like about having the... Oh, jeez. Didn't expect that to happen. I was looking in for a good angle for you guys, and it didn't work out. But, you know, I kind of like the 2-vehicle setup, or 2-trailer setup, because, again, you get about as much... Cost wasn't that much different. Now we got a little flexibility. And if we ever start doing course play, you can get 2 of them running back and forth. So, well, there we go. So we can get this guy parked someplace. Let me hop out. Turn this guy off. In between the episodes. I don't know. We just did some baling not too long ago. Let's run right through the hedge here. You know, and we got all this baling to do here. So this is straw. So let's just take a look up here real quick before we wrap up the episode. Oops, I'd like to put the grass on, but just because that is part of what we need. And why not show it? There we go. So our grass fields are still growing. We've harvested these. As far as what they need goes, you know, they're going to need full fertilization again. I don't know if you guys knew this, but this is true of, this has nothing to do with Seasons Mod, but you know, the grass doesn't lose all of its fertilization. Now, it will keep losing it if you keep cutting it and don't do it, but if you keep the fertilization, quote, up, then, you know, you don't lose all of it each time. You can get it back to this full amount over and over again. As far as everything, oh, you know what? Am I just completely forgetting about our barley field? Yes, I am. I just completely forgot we had a barley field. Okay. Well, maybe we'll come back and I'll do another episode and we'll deal with the barley field. That's not even why I got in here, but I'm glad I did. Oops. Let's take a look at this. So we have wheat and almost 100,000. We have 90,000 liters of canola, and now we got 128,000 of potatoes, plus whatever's in this thing, which I can't tell until I get in a vehicle, huh? 128 plus, come on, get in, another 14.5. So anyway, there you go. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I will take this guy on down. Oh, I might as well. That guy's got a weight on him, so let's grab this. Bring this down on my way. I don't seem to have hurt the grass at all, which is a little weird because it's saying first growth stage there. So here we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you have a good one until I put up another episode. Take care of yourselves and see you in the next one.